Welcome to Geeks Assembled, and this week we are going to be reviewing Before Hot Fuzz, Before Attack the Block, the epic zombie fest that is Shaun of the Dead. Let's go straight over to our very own Lee Wilson.
That was short and sweet. I'll say this now that I am not a big fan of zombie movies, but if you mix it with comedy, it works a hell of a lot better for me. And this is a classic. I just love the comedy elements in this. I'm not a big fan of Sam Pegg, to be honest. I don't know if many people are in this cast, but we'll soon find out. Ali's shaking his head, but it's a British zombie romantic comedy, shall we call it? With quite a few good British actors in there, so comedy actors, and you get your Bill Nighy's in there and your Penelope Wilton's in there, but it's also little cameos in this with you've got Reece Shearsmith, Matt Lucas is even in there. If you blink and you miss him, but it's very gory at times, but for me the comedy tops the go for me. If the comedy wasn't there, I don't know if I'd have liked this. So that's my opening thoughts for now.
Oh, well done. Let's go over to Kevin.
Well, this is the first time that I've seen this movie. I really enjoyed it. The comedy is very funny, and the actors, even there's an actor from Doctor Who, or Three, even that played in Doctor Who. What was their name of the Prime Minister? She was in it, and so I really liked it. So that's my only thoughts for now.
Cool. Let's move on now to Alid and see what he has to say.
Well, I'm with Lee. I don't like zombies. I don't like zombies at all. I don't really like blood or gore. But this is a good film for what it is. If you like this type of film, you will like it. If you like zombies and things like that, you will like this. I'm not a fan of Simon Pegg. Nick Frost, yeah, he's all right. I quite like him, but I don't like Simon Pegg. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to score at the end. I have no idea. I've got to think about that one. But I've seen it a few times over the years because my partner watches this film quite often, and he likes it. So, yeah, that's my opening thoughts for now anyway.
And let's go across the miles to Susan and Alex.
It was Harriet Jones. Yes, we know who you are. Prime Minister Harriet Jones. And then there was Simon was in the Long Game, and Nick Frost was Santa Claus, and Reece Shearsmith was in it. And there are so many. His girlfriend, or one of their mates was the woman that Tennant. It was just there's so many faces. It was such a good cast, and I'm not a zombie fan, but this is one of those zombie movies that is like tops. It's really good. It's funny how it all starts with his roommate coming home saying, "Oh, some crackhead just bit me," and and then he walks outside, and then boom, there's all these zombies, and he's just oblivious to the whole thing until suddenly, and then his mother, the whole thing with his mother and the car scene was just funny, and so I guess I guess I really liked it. So here, Alex, you say something.
Well, I liked it. I do prefer my zombie type of thing in movies usually, except for Doctor Who, and I forgot the other show, not The Walking Dead, which I think takes it too seriously. But I did enjoy the music. I did enjoy the actors. Most of them are in Doctor Who. I've seen other movies that have Michelle Ryan and other people in them as well that are zombie. And somehow, again, they know how to do. The British do know how to do comedy. They know how to put a different pastiche, take the themes and mix it together. And I also did enjoy putting the Queen song "Don't Stop Me Now" in the movie. I did enjoy that a lot.
Do you want to sing it a bit for us, Alex, by the way? Sorry to butt in. Do you want to...
Maybe later. Maybe later.
Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. Go on, Craig.
And let's cross over to Germany to our very own first Doctor. It's Beef Dad.
Brilliant film. As it's advertised as zombie rom-com. But for me, the rom-com isn't between Simon Pegg and Kate Ashfield playing Shaun and Liz. It's actually between Shaun and Ed. They were at primary school together, and they have stayed together ever since. And even when he's become a zombie, Shaun is still looking after him. And it's a little bit of magic. Yep. But then there was Kate's friends, Lucy Davis playing Diane and Dylan Moran playing David. I always remember Dylan Moran from Black Book. But he really plays a character that you just want to smack around. And he does it so well. He really just does it so well. And Peter Serafinovich as Shaun and Ed's flatmate. He does Pompous so brilliantly. He really does do Pompous brilliantly. And so once he's bitten, becomes a zombie, and has to be shot, it's a magical moment, really. But there's some very funny bits. There's some wonderfully sad bits, like when his mum becomes a zombie and they have to kill her, and he has to shoot his own mother, and that tugs at your heartstrings, good and hard. But yeah, it's an excellent mix. The comedy is brilliant, but like every good comedy, there's sad bits in it, and they did them brilliantly. They did them so very, very well.
Now we'll go over to Susie.
I have to run, so can I give my quick review and my score? Is that all right? Okay. I despise zombies. I don't do zombie movies, but Lee said it wasn't that bad and it was funny. And since you guys were talking about watching Sleeping Beauty, I decided, well, what the hell? I really liked the first part of it. It was very funny. It was very funny, especially the first time you noticed there was anything amiss was when, I think it's Nick and Ed, the two guys were leaving the pub, and in the background there is this, they got in the pub and there was this couple snugging, and then they go out of the pub, and in the background you see the guy's head fall off. And that was the first zombie thing. I thought, whoa. And it was just little things kept popping up that were zombie-like, and it was hysterical that he just didn't get it. And then even when he leaves the house and he goes in to buy himself a Coke or whatever it was, and there's a handprint of blood on the door. I just thought that whole beginning part was funny when they were just oblivious and they didn't see a thing. That was my favorite part of the movie. Once we got to the second half when they were zombies and they were killing them, it got gross and gory. That wasn't really, I didn't enjoy that. But it was a Who fest. I find the BBC to be rather incestuous, and they just really do use the same actors over and over again. Although I saw some actors that were in some American movies too. The Second Family that came through that were survivors. They sort of met up behind a fence. One of the women was in Spy, that movie Spy with Melissa McCarthy. So anyway, I thought it was a very funny movie for the first half, and I actually really liked it. The second half, not so much. So I'd give it a 7. It wasn't I'm not a zombie person. I'm really not. I only watched it to be a good sport. So that was it. And does anybody want to comment on my review before I go away? No comments from the peanut galleries?
I thought it was really. I thought your review was really insightful and funny. I like what you brought up.
Oh, well, good thing. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. As usual, I enjoy your company. I just unfortunately have to run.
It's always good having you on, Susie.
Well, thank you. You amuse me to no end. It's true, you do.
I do amuse people, Lee.
You do. It's a gift. Definite gift. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.
Look after yourself.
Bye,
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Can I just pick up on something that Beef Dad said just for a second? Is that the best comedies are always have tragedy in them, don't they? The best comedies always have tragedy. You know, they always have something deep behind them. You know, so yeah, go on, and I'll hand it back to Craig to host.
All right, and last but not least, we'll move over to the Prince of Darkness. It's Connor.
The vampire of the group.
This was actually my first exposure to zombies. I too am not a huge fan of Simon Pegg, but I will give Simon Pegg his due in that I think, because this is less his movie, it's more the trio of him, Nick Frost and Edgar Wright, who are constant, lifelong working partners. This is the first part in a trilogy. I think they call it the Cornetto trilogy, with Hot Fuzz and At World's End. From what I can remember, it's very gory in places. I do with the mother. That was quite a heart-wrenching moment. And also the end where Ed is locked in the shed playing video games was very amusing. I'm not usually a fan of this sort of comedy, but I think a movie like this is held up really well by its cast. And, you know, as everyone has alluded to, there is a long list of names in there. Bill Nighy, Martin Freeman's in it. Peter Serafinowicz, who I'm not used to ever seeing in the flesh, because he's usually like in prosthetics. Darth Maul, for example, in Star Wars. A list of great actors holds up a movie like this. I'm not a fan of zombies myself. I don't watch Walking Dead. I don't watch, is it Z City or whatever? These popular Americanized zombie apocalypse shows. But this was a deeply amusing movie, I think. And Simon Pegg is not the greatest comedian on the planet, but I think as a working team, him, Edgar Wright, and Nick Frost are sensational. They make great movies. I don't know whether they're adding to this trilogy or not with future installments, but if they do, I'll invest to go see it, because I think this is definitely the best of the three that I can remember. And yeah, that's my opening thoughts.
Are you a Simon Pegg fan, by the way, Connor? Do you like Simon Pegg?
Not really. As I said, I like him when he's working with Edgar Wright and Nick Frost, because I think, as Beef Dad actually alluded to, with it's mainly them two being lifelong friends. You sort of see that on screen and off screen, where it's a bit like that Gavin and Stacey, Gavin and Smithy sort of relationship. To give a comparison, I think when you're working with friends like that, even as I said, I'm not a fan of Simon Pegg personally. It helps to sort of make the movie bearable, because comedy can be a very sort of Marmite thing. You either like one subgenre of comedy or you don't.
There's a fine line between comedy, isn't there? There's a very fine line between what's funny and what's not. Yeah.
Yes, I think this was a very amusing movie.
Comedy is also very selective. What I will find funny, Lee might not find funny, or Connor might not find funny. Anyway, I'll knock the ball back into Craig's court.
I enjoyed the series Spaced, where they all started off together, and there is even an episode in Spaced where it was almost a zombie episode, where it starts off where the flatmates are all just moping around, yawning, and they're becoming more and more zombified. So if you check the season 1 box set, you'll see the prelude to the idea which was the idea that was born for Shaun of the Dead in that series. One of my favourite actresses is in this film. When they're in the fence area and they bump into the lady who played the girlfriend in Spaced, and I think she was in Doctor Who with the Fob Watch episode. I love her. I think she's just brilliant.
Jessica Stevenson.
Yeah, she is just. I love her. And I think it was filmed locally. It was filmed in the old Woolworths in North Finchley, where my sister used to work. So when I was watching this film, I can just pick out the places that I know in it. And
Woolworths has gone like Shaun of the Dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Turned into a zombie.
I've got a feeling that Darth Maul was in it as well, because he lives in Hampstead Garden suburb around the corner as well. So it might have been like a local thing. Because I think Space was filmed in Crouched End.
So you could have been in it then.
I was asleep.
Wouldn't that be a treat? I'm sure it would have got 10s all round. You muted, Beef Dad.
He'd have been asleep.
He would have, yes. Good one.
So, anyone
fancy a cornetto?
I take it is this everyone's favourite film in that trilogy then, or?
I was hoping you were going to ask that, because that's a question that I wanted.
I would prefer. I preferred At the World's End, because of the pub crawl was pretty epic, and reminded me so much of my past. It was it was like a battle to get home, a battle to get to the next bar.
No, I've seen that one. I didn't like that much either.
In Montana, there was a literal place called the Bermuda Triangle, which if you went into it, you'd go between these 3 bars, these 3 pubs, and you'd enter that, and then you try to leave that triangle by the end of the night, and it was always a mystery.
I've got a question. So where does Paul fit into this then? All this? That's just this, because they made that one as well, didn't they?
I don't think it's part of this universe, this trilogy.
Is that another universe? Because I watched that and that was awful. That was truly bad. That wasn't funny.
I don't think Paul had anything to do with Edgar with writing that one.
I have no idea, but I can. It's not my type of film. I don't like zombies, And I'm not keen on comedy movies. I mean, I love Galaxy Quest, but usually I'm not one for comedy movies. But I can see why people like this. But Paul, I just thought it was just so unfunny. Just so it was just completely just unfunny. I can't understand why anybody would like Paul. I just didn't see it.
It was like little bits of it was like a sketch comedy show with a couple of with a road trip movie thrown into. So all these little vignettes was what was, how it was. I mean, it was structured way different than this. This one was a story.
I've got a question, because one of my favourite things in this movie is where they're throwing the records at the zombies, and they're picking each an album out and they say, "Dire Straits, yeah, throw it." Oh no, don't throw that one. That was my first. If you was confronted with zombies, which record would you throw at them?
I think I've got a Kermit the Frog album somewhere.
Oh, was that an album? No, it wasn't.
It's
that wasn't an album. You're winding me up.
And there's a bit of John Pertwee on there doing some weird sort of sing-along thing when I was a kid.
Are you on about the Crazy Frog?
No.
You're not. Ding, 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 ding,
Miss Piggy.
Kevin. Oh my God, Kevin won't know what that is. He's far too young.
And I know what Crazy Frog is.
Yeah. Oh, you are right. You're getting old then.
I used to know a guy who looked like Crazy Frog. We used to call him Crazy Frog.
Yeah, guys, it's not the Crunchy Frog, is it?
Oh, Monty Python reference there.
Oh, well done, Alex. You're earning your points.
We have to leave the bones in, otherwise it wouldn't be crunchy now, would it?
No.
Does anybody want to answer Lee's question, Craig?
Yeah, he'd throw a Muppet album at him.
but going back to what Susan said about structure, this film, I like how at the beginning there is like ad-libbing between Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, but in the background you just get glimpses of military trucks going past. It's all very, very. It's like drip fed, and then in the stance of say Return of the Living Dead, where like a chemical explosion has then slowly seeped into the cemetery and then awoken the dead, then you get the 80s music, and you get that in this film as well. And it's just, I really, really like that at the beginning, and then it just turns into Zombie Fest.
The use of the music, use of the Queen music, "Don't Stop Me Now," as it's been mentioned before, where they're beating the zombie in the pub with the cue sticks. They're doing it at the rhythm to the music. It's just brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant scene. But I mean, it's got to be said. Okay, I know Alan's not a fan of gore and stuff like that, but
not at all. It's too much of it in real life.
Yes, but the makeup in this, the effects is
I
brilliant.
agree. Yeah, no. I do agree on that. No, I'm not knocking for what the film is.
No.
It's not my type of film. I'm not bashing it, on any level. I'm just like I can understand that it's good and it's good for what it is, and the effects are very good.
Yeah, I mean that when Dylan Moran's dragged out the window. You shouldn't laugh, but when the zombies are ripping at him and ripping his stomach out and ripping his head off, Simon Pegg and whoever it was, they just fall back holding his two legs. I mean, it's gory, but it's funny at the same time.
My friend Sally from Korea, she was staying over, and she said to us, "Oh, I want to watch an English movie." And then I thought of Four Weddings and a Funeral, and I thought, no, Shaun of the Dead, and she really loved it.
But nobody really answered your question though, Craig, about which of the three films they enjoy the most.
I haven't seen Hot Fuzz or New World's End, only Shaun of the Dead.
Well, hopefully when we get round to the 21st Century Poll again, I will put both of those movies in the list so you get a chance to vote for them.
But has anybody seen all three?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So which one would you say is the best one? This one or?
Well, they're all equally as good as each other. I mean, because Hot Fuzz is not zombie related at all.
No, that's true.
Well,
Yeah,
like
that's
the
more of a
next-
cop. That's more of a cop.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
enjoyed that one. Yeah.
That's Timothy Dalton's in that one, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's
that's
funny.
quite violent as well.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, the great are
and,
good.
and at Wales End, it's Pierce Brosnan's in that one.
Yeah.
As well,
Is he?
so, yeah.
I mean, I know I saw Hot Fuzz. I didn't like all the jokes, but I mean, as I said, it is great when you can see a movie or a TV show that takes all the tropes or the stereotypes or the habits that all these detective shows, cop shows, whichever. Same thing, just like we're talking about a zombie movie, and pokes fun at it. I mean, you're not supposed to take it too seriously anyway.
Yeah.
But if they can do it in a
Yeah.
clever way, or I can show somebody who, sorry, Lee, if I show somebody who isn't a fan or who isn't a fan of the particular actor and still likes it, that means they've done a very good job.
Yeah, so I always like a parody of any genre. It always seems to work better than no genre for me. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yes, I understand.
It's funny that we've done. Yeah, carry on.
I'm just saying, yeah, just like Galaxy Quest 1.
I was just going to mention that.
That's our fine fandom.
I
So
love Galaxy Quest. And we only did that
I know.
last week. We only did that last week as well. It's funny that we've done 2 comedy films in a row, 2 spoofs of.
It's the way you lot are voting in the polls.
Don't blame me. The polls are rigged.
Hey, we've got Dracula next week, and then we've got Singing in the Rain after that.
And Beef Dad's hosting Dracula.
Oh yes.
If he wants, that is. And yeah. Do you have any more questions, Craig?
No questions. What about anything that you didn't like in the film?
Zombies. I just can't stand how zombies are so overdone. I mean, everything has zombies in. Every movie seems to be zombie.
Well, we had
TV show
we
zombies.
had the movie with Michelle Ryan and a couple of the other classic comedy actors. We had Pride and Prejudice and Zombies with Matt Smith in it.
Cockneys versus
Yeah, I would
zombies
never
as
watch
well.
it.
Yeah, that's the
I'm
one.
very sorry.
Right, I'm sorry, I forgot the name. Go ahead, Alan.
I'd never watch anything with Matt Smith in.
I tell you what, I wasn't keen on. Well, I would have liked to have seen a bit more of the other team with Jessica Stevenson, Matt Lucas, Reece Shearsmith, and Martin Freeman and Tasman Greig. I would have loved to have seen a bit more of them in action in the movie. Because it was only a fleeting, where they met down at the back of the gardens, and that was it.
Yeah, does anybody else have some
No,
moments
there must have been meant to be a jump scare when they came across in the garden. You heard the music. Yeah.
Where he jumps over that fence and he collapses. I thought that was funny.
Connor, you're
I
quiet.
know,
Are there any moments you didn't like? Or?
I just don't like zombies. I'm like you. I don't like zombies in general. One thing I did like though is I think it's in this one. It's the scene with the girl in the garden, and I think she gets impaled on a table. Isn't it?
Oh no!
Yeah.
That bit was very funny. Yeah, that was one of my favourite bits of it.
When one of the funny bits is where they give him a swing ball to fend off the zombie, and he's swinging it around, hitting him on the head. He said, "It's no good." They're going, "Stick it in him." Hitting him with a tennis ball. Yeah. Sorry, things like that make me giggle.
I like the
I do worry about your mental state, Lee. Go on, Kevin.
when they're making the plan. Go to Manchester pub. Go get a pint and wait for this to all blow over.
I can't believe you've never seen this before, but it came out in about 2005, didn't it?
2000.
When was it? 4, 5?
Yeah, 4.
4, I think it was.
Yeah, so you would have been. When were you born, Kevin? What year?
1998.
Flipping heck. See, well, yeah, you would have been too young to see it. So this is the first time you've seen it.
Yeah.
And he's enjoyed it, so it proves that people can watch these modern old films.
Yeah, you don't usually like modern films, do you, Lee?
Yeah, I do. There's just certain ones what I don't. What bore me.
Like 90% of them.
No. I always give films a. I was going to say a scene to, but that's the wrong sort of phrase.
Yeah.
Where's the host gone?
To sleep. Have you gone to sleep, Craig?
The ending, I know I shouldn't talk about the Absorbaloff episode of Doctor Who, but when that head's stuck in a pavement, but the ending almost reminds me of that, where he's still keeping his zombie mate alive, sort of thing.
Get a spade.
Yeah, but he's not having, with him, is he?
Yes, well. You're lowering the tone again, Lee. Can't trust you having you on here. It's always people.
I stopped myself saying it, didn't I?
I don't know about anybody else, but Connor is looking very sinister with his head down like that.
Am I?
He's looking.
He's looking at pictures of Missy again.
Oh dear! I thought why his camera was so smudged.
Anyways,
it's all the hot air. It's all the hot air.
Before we descend into chaos, shall we do final thoughts?
Yeah.
Craig?
Yeah.
Craig?
Anyone?
That was a hit.
That
was a hit.
Oh,
That was a
okay.
hit.
Hello, Craig.
Sorry,
Someone poke him with a stick. Go and poke him, Lee.
Yeah, overall, this is probably one of my favourite black comedies. And I think my second favourite would probably be Hot Fuzz. And are we rating it yet or not?
Yeah, rate it. Final force.
I'll give it a 10.
Yep. So is it going back to me? Am I hosted again now? You're giving it a 10. Okay, let's go over to Germany with Beef Dad. Go ahead, Beef Dad. What did you think?
Yes, it's just the mix with the magical moments, and there are lots and lots of magical moments in this. I mean, the point where he finds Peter Serafinovich in the shower, and he's zombied. That cracks me up every time I see it. Yeah, for me, it gets a 9.5.
Oh, 9.5. And let's go to Susan and Alex. If Alex is there, yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'll give it a 10. I like it.
Wow.
Here you go.
This is getting high scores. I could have.
Like I said, it's a little rough to start with, but I do like the movie. Of course, it has sort of a bittersweet ending, which, that's also good, and it's also for comedy. The actors are good, the jokes are good, the music's good. So I'd give it probably an 8.5.
Oh, an 8.5. That's still good. Let's go to Kevin. What would you give Shaun of the Dead?
I really enjoy this movie. Probably going to get it on Blu-ray someday. And I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10.
And let's go to Lee Wilson, who is in, of course, Hull. Go on, Lee. What would Ray give it, Lee?
Lee is frozen.
No, is it? He needs to let it go. Is he generally frozen, or is he
really?
I think he generally is frozen.
Yeah. So
no, he's not frozen. He's moved. I think he's
dancing.
He's doing a bit of night fever.
What? You talking to me?
Yeah.
Was that a bit of step?
There's no other Lee. How many other Lees are there in this?
Sorry, your sound went. That was all.
Oh, did it? Sorry. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Final saying score. Lee? Oh, let's just go to Connor. We'll go back to Lee. Let's go to Connor.
I'll give this a genuine 6.
Say again, Connor?
I'll give this a generous 6.
A generous 6. That's more towards my score. I don't feel so bad now. Go on, Lee. What's your score? What's your final say?
Because it is funny, but it's also the heartwarming things what makes this movie. You know, about his death of his mother and also his stepfather, brilliantly played by Bill Nighy, turning the music down in the car as they finally leave him in the car. I'm giving it a 9.
9. Well, now to me, and it's always difficult to rate something that you don't enjoy as such, but you know it's good for what it is. Do you get what I mean? Like there's things that I watch, and like I won't enjoy them personally.
Like Frozen.
What do you mean, like Frozen? What does
oh, that face!
I think for that, I think it's going to get a 4. It's going to get a 4 for that. Do you know, I was going to give it a 7 because I thought it is a good film.
Frozen with zombies, yes.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, a zombie version of Frozen. And can I just add, is it on the 4th of June is the channel's anniversary? It's the 4th of June, yeah? So if anybody's got any suggestions for it, then let us know below. If anybody here's got any suggestions, or if anybody in the comment section have got any suggestions. What say, Lee?
The zombie version Frozen would be defrosted.
Oh. So you thought of it in the end. I can see
one, nice one.
Yeah,
I was waiting until you stopped talking for a moment.
Well, I'm ever so sorry. On that note, I'm just going to head off to Germany and give Beef Dad a sorting out. I'd like to thank everybody here for joining me. I'd like to thank you for watching. I know you've had to suffer another cast with Connor. Don't forget to tell us what you think below with Shaun of the Dead. Take care, look after yourself, and we'll see you next time.